Hey everyone, welcome back. So this video, we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. One of the students emailed me of how to install TinyTroop. This video, I'm gonna share with you guys how I would go about that on the Wing360Search.com platform. With that being said, let me share my screen. If you guys already finished this part, feel free to skip the video. But for those of you who are having issues installing this on your own computer or on Google Colab or whatever, this video will be very helpful. Go on wing360search.com, go to the last page, Blueprint. You can click on Start Blueprint. Here I did 30 minutes. You can do 15, 20. I don't expect you to take a long time to do this, right? Once you click the start button, you will wait a little bit for the blueprint to fire up. It will actually allocate a GPU on the spot for you, get everything together, install the image, install the JupyterLab, right? Install like a bunch of different things. It'll probably take about 5 minutes to have all that installed. Once that's installed, you'll be able to see a JupyterLab showing up here. You can just say JupyterLab is working, and then you can go full screen. So once you go full screen, you can then turn it into dark mode, make it prettier, things like that. And then in this case, typically how I will go about it is to go to some sort of virtual environment. So in this case, I think we can go to mount. This is probably the way I would do CD mount. And once you're in there, it's a complete blank folder, right? So you can do whatever you want here. I'm gonna go to the tutorial on the TinyTroop website, and I'm pretty much gonna be following the repo, especially the installation part, because I think that's where people are having issues. So, in terms of installation, this is not pip installable, right? I don't know if people are aware of that. This is not pip installable. You cannot say pip install a TinyTroob or whatever. That's not how they propose to do it, right? This is not my rule. This is just a rule for TinyTroob package. And then that's because here I think they mentioned something uh PYPI, uh, not PYPI, right? So you have to follow this kind of stuff. Me personally, I know that this is a safe space for me. I actually did not need to do conda create or conda activate. I think this is an old school framework of managing a virtual environment. For me, I use everything in UV, or this is my own instance, then I can do whatever I want here, right? As I said in the previous video, this is a complete isolated sandbox environment. No one's copying data from here to here. You install everything here. Once you shut it down, it's completely gone, right? But then on the downside, you have to save your own code, right? You have to copy paste all the a print statement that you've tested here into somewhere else, which of course I can show you how to do it in, very fast. And you can, of course, you know, um, do it my way, which I believe is the most simple way, right? Or you can, do it your own way. So this is how I would do. So first things first, install the GitHub repo. So we'll copy that and then come here and we're just gonna say um, paste. I think probably just as simple as that, right? And then I think another thing to do is probably you want to clone it, right? I think this way you can probably also do it. Um, I think I can probably show you guys both, right? But this way you're going to install in the main directory, I think, which is actually in this case is a global. But I think the safer way is probably to do git clone. And the reason you want to do git clone is because later on they're like, examples that you have to import, and having the git clone just, makes everything easier or simpler. So let's wait a little bit for this to finish, and then I'll show you guys what I like to do. Typically, how I like to do is I will probably find the source code that I want to do. Like for example, this example here that we're talking about, right? This thing here. I'll probably just write this in the code, right? You can go to ChatGPT, or you can use a chatbot on my platform, Wing360 Search, right? And say I have this code that I want you write into a Python script. Um, I can just, paste in here, boom, just like that. You'll be able to write a Python script for you, and you can just copy paste, right? Um, so this execution log actually show you a little bit of how I put together the system. It will analyze your query. It will come up with a plan, right? And then the plan maybe requires one specialist, right? Requires one task. And a specialist is called Python helper. It's going to finish this task for us. It's going to execute the task. You're going to wait a little bit, right? And then it will basically write a Python script for you. At the same time, on the left-hand side is pretty much done, right? Let's clear that up. Um, Here, we're going to do a cat EOF. And you can kind of think about it as like some sort of a test script, right? Test.py. Here, we're going to say to do EOF. This is going to physically write a Python script for me in the mount directory, right? Test. Right, there you go, to do. What we're going to do is come back here once it's finished. Hopefully we have the code here. Boom, there you go. That's the code. Let's see how well this works. I actually don't know if this need to be this complicated. Let me see if there's like an easier way. I mean, this is kind of like a crazy example. Probably copy this all the way down here, right? There you go. And you can probably put it here, and then let's go full screen, and then let's see what we should do about it, right? We're gonna try to import, and then here's the main function. This is where define Lisa, the persona. This works because of this tiny troop dot examples, and then listen and act, and they're gonna print out the response. So on and so forth. After that, it's gonna be done. Um, I think this might be overdone. Let's see. I don't know. And then you have this script. Okay, that's fine. I think it's the overkill a little bit, because I kind of tell my specialist, which is the Python agent, um, a bit more detailed prompt. I think that's why this script is in this kind of detail. Usually, it doesn't have to be. Usually, you can just copy this and put it in a Python script. That will probably work. We can try both, right? But in this case, let's just see how well it works. Obviously, you have to do your export, right? Export OpenAI API key. I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. I think we're pretty much just good to go from here. And then I'm also gonna use UV, right? Pip install UV. This way I can manage everything in a controlled environment. Just keep up a good engineering habit. Here I'm gonna say UV init project. I'm gonna cd. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna copy this test.py into the project folder. So this way, in the project folder, this test.py, right? And then I'm going to cd into project folder. This way you can see that I am now in this directory, and I can use UV run to run through this. I'm gonna guess it probably gonna have an error because of the tiny troop, but let's just try it. UV run test.py. I bet there's an error. Right, tiny troop doesn't exist. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is I am going to go up to the installation. Where's the installation? Um, PYPI, there. And then what I'm going to do is clone it. So I'm going to git cloning here in the project. And then I'm going to cd in here and just install everything, right? So once it's done, I'm going to cd into a tiny troop. All right. And then I'm going to install everything. There you go. Just like that. So this way, I'm actually in the virtual environment and I'm installing everything, right? So hopefully this time it can be kosher. What just happened? Let me clean this up. Okay, this time it can be kosher. And then what we're gonna do is, I believe I now have to copy paste the test script in here. So cd test.py into tiny troop. Now I can go to tiny troop and then do a ls, and hopefully test.py is in there somewhere. Test.py is in here. Okay. So now I'm gonna do UV run test.py, and then UV run test.py. Let's see if that works. Ideally, how it's supposed to work, and we're gonna see if it actually work, but how it's supposed to work is this UV run will create a virtual environment. So that's what's happening here, VENV, that means virtual environment. And then it's gonna basically install everything, right? All the packages, all dependencies, things like that. And then it's going to run the test.py script within this contained environment. Um, so yeah, that's how I would go about it. Now that being said, I'm not saying my way is the only way. You can use Conda, you can use PyInf, right? Um, you can use pretty much a bunch of other things. You can use Poetry if you want to. Poetry has its own uh, package management environment. Certainly, that's fine. The way I like to do is you just UV, everything is simple. And yeah, let's see how this works. But pretty much that's how I will go about in terms of the installation. And after that, it's just a matter of running Python code and debugging Python code in the Python script. And in today's day and age, you can probably just throw that into ChatGPT and then it will update it for you. Um, so let's give it a minute and then let's see how it works. Okay, great. It starts working. Uh, that's basically it, right? It start working. Let's zoom in a little bit. Tell me about your life, right? Lisa's response, tell me about your life. Lisa's gonna think about it, right? Think about it. Okay, I need to provide a clear and approachable summary of my life that reflects my background, education, career, blah 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 blah, right? And then once you think about it, it come out with a answer. Sure, I grew up in Vancouver, Canada, blah blah blah, right? And now that's the answer. So I think, once you go through these steps, you already, prove yourself that this is working, right? So you can pretty much just copy this, or you can pretty much copy this. I think the way I like to work, I think I stop at 15 minutes, right? Or excuse me, stop at 30 minutes, um, which is unfortunate because I can't copy this out. But that's okay, right? I have this script here that is preserved in this chat, so I can copy this. Um, Boom, just like that, right? And this JupyterLab, if I lose it, no problem, right? Because the code, the script is actually on the right hand side because I asked a question here. So I copy this, copy, and I can go to deep search and say, write a lab report for me based. Oops, write a lab report for me based on this code. Um, I just paste it in there, hit generate. It will hit planner agent. Planner agent is gonna try to think about what exactly is that you just typing. If it's a code, it's code, no problem. And then it's gonna come up with a plan. The plan is gonna call this a web builder agent. So web builder agent is going to write a web page for you to summarize all of the code that you just executed into a web page. Uh, and then that web page, you can download it, you can edit it, do whatever you want. But in this case, what you want to do is just throw it on the marketplace. If you throw it on marketplace, then I can see it, right? I can see it, then we can nurture this positive feedback cycle. Then we're good to go, right? So submit a form or submit on marketplace. Either way is fine, no problem there. I just want to make things simple, right? I just want to make things simple for you guys. This is just another platform. Hopefully, it will make things easier. So let's wait a little bit. I think the code I tossing is pretty long. Doesn't have to be that long. I think in reality, you can probably just copy uh, Lisa. Let's see. Lisa. Yeah, you can probably just copy this couple of lines of code about Lisa, and then you're good to go. You already proved to me that you've done it. Boom, there you go, right? Tiny troop, Lisa data scientist, script analysis, put a name there, save into your drive, right? And then go to drive. Pick the one that you just saved, which should be the first one on top. Pick that one, go to market, put a name there, put a description, publish, done, right? You're done. It's as simple as that, right? I want to make things simple, right? That's how I mean when I make this simple. Um, and then you can go to the community page. Then your page should exist here. You can click on that. Everyone can see what exactly is it that you've done, right? If you write like this, then I know that you took the code from the chatbot, which I can see from the back end that you've done it, right? As long as you walk through the exercise, perfectly fine, right? Um, if you do ChatGPT, I don't see the back end of ChatGPT, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to, submit a form. Whereas this way, just put on Marketplace. I can have access to Marketplace. Everyone, as long as they register, they can see here, they can see your code, and then you can just say, comment. Here's my assignment. Boom, done, right? Very simple, right? Everything you can just copy paste, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to experience all the building blocks, and then all the building blocks are here, and you just need to know the logic, right? You just need to know the logic, because everything else you can fill in using a large language model. So hopefully this video is helpful. Helpful think about the project. Hopefully it help you go through a couple of steps here and there. There's difficult part, right? This difficult part. We have to install a package. We have to run Python code, right? But we are keeping that complexity down, right? As long as we go in there, boom, 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 hit all the building block, then we're good to go, right? And then in the end, we can nurture this positive feedback cycle. Everyone can see what each other's people is doing, and that's kind of like the environment that I want to nurture. So hopefully this is helpful. And thank you for watching. And then next video we'll continue, and we'll give you more materials to help you think about this kind of stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.